Okay, my name is David Stoneburner, and it's spelled D-A-V-I-D S-T-O-N-E-B-U-R-N-E-R, Stoneburner. And I am the television production manager here for the Center for Teaching and Learning at Wright State University. Well, it started out as when I was in high school and junior high. I started taking like some journalism courses and stuff like that. And actually, I was more interested in becoming an actor. And my whole goal was really to be a thespian. That would be a thespian. And so I started to do that. Well, when I was a senior in high school, my mother came into the, little thing of, well, it's going to be really hard. Being an actor is really hard, and, you might not be able to make a career out of it. You want to think of other things to do. So I took a class, a cinematography class, in the high school that I went to. And the cinematography class, what it is we shot everything on 8mm film and brought it back and cut it and put it all together. This was the days before video. And I took that and I really enjoyed it, and I felt that I had a knack for it. So what I decided to do was I thought I'd have a better job, silly me, I thought I'd have a better job or a better chance of getting a good job working behind the camera instead of in front of the camera. So that's kind of where I started to put my emphasis. And then when I started college, I decided to get into television production major instead of a dramatic or an acting major. And that's kind of how I got into it. Well, I was in the Army for 5 years, and I served as a broadcast journalist in the Army, where I did both radio and television, and I would go out and produce radio and television spots. I would also be a disc jockey, and I did morning drive and afternoon drive as a disc jockey on the radio. I would anchor the news, and I got a wide range of experience there, which helped me look at every aspect of the medium, using television or video as a medium.
With the cold coming, the kids in Kaiserslautern just finished up this year's soccer season. So go ahead and try to keep up with these 5- and 6-year-olds, and we'll see you next week on Kaiserslautern Today.
I also think that my military background in management, and the military is very big on training, and the big thing is to train somebody and then have that person train the next person on down. And I think that's really helped me in working with the student crew that I have here at Wright State, because what I do is I train my senior people, and then they're supposed to train the next person. And every time you train somebody on how to do something, it makes you better at that job or that particular job, because anybody can push the button, but if you can explain to somebody on how to push the button and different ways to push the button and get the job done, that actually enhances you, and it's going to make you better. And so that's helped me, but I think it's also helped out my student crew, and I think I can honestly thank the military for that and learning that kind of management skills. In the sport, there are certain icons, and I would I think I'm correct in saying that Andy Byrd is quite possibly an icon and the most devastating person that this sport has ever seen.
I'm gonna tear your ass up. I'm sick and tired of your mouth, boy. You think you can compete with me? I'm the world's strongest man. Look at these guns. Ring the bell! Ring the bell! Ring the bell! Ring it!
Motivation. Motivation is sometimes a tough thing to do. Sometimes it's hard to motivate people. You really can't motivate somebody unless they really want to be motivated. Let me give you an example. Chad Davis. Sometimes he's hard to motivate, but I think one thing I found out with him is that if I push him a little bit, if I start to peck at him a lot, that seems to build his motivation, and he'll jump on things. He seems to like titles, so I've kind of given him my title of a executive assistant, and so that kind of motivates him, and I think that moves him along. Everybody's different, so you have to learn on how to motivate people. I have noticed that every once in a while, I try not to like go off the handle, but every once in a while, I do have to just go off the handle and just let the crew in a whole have it, and that seems to snap them back to reality sometimes. Because it's just like anything. People, if I'm not around a lot, which lately I haven't been, people start to slack a little bit, and slack on stuff the little things. And it's the little things that I look at, and it's the little things I think that helps make us look a little bit better, and it helps get the people, get the crew that much more prepared for when they graduate to try to go get a job in hopefully this field if that's what they want to do. So every once in a while I try to motivate them by telling them stories of what I've past done, showing them that I can do it, and I'm not just saying this is how you do it, that I can do it myself. Maybe challenging them to try to do something better than I can do it. I'm not the best at this job. I won't profess that I'm the best. I have confidence in my abilities, and I think I'm good. So I try to challenge the students to maybe show them, be better than me. And sometimes I'll tell them they can't, and that'll make them mad. So maybe they'll motivate them a little bit. It just all depends on the person, motivation. I try to relax when I get home. That's kind of hard to do because I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. But actually, probably the most relaxing thing I do is I'll sit in front of my television and play a game on my PlayStation. Play a good game of football or basketball, or I'm really into Tomb Raider right now. Playing something like that, and that seems, although it stresses me out for that little time while I'm playing it, that kind of seems to relax me. So I'll kind of do that. I'm not really into sports or anything, so I don't really go out and play racquetball or stuff like that. I wouldn't mind doing stuff like that, but I mostly just doing that or wrestling with my kids. My kids are quite possibly the strongest children in the sport, and so I'll take them to the ring, and we'll go round and round in the square circle every once in a while. Although they're starting to get the upper edge, they really are. So that I kind of relax by doing that.
I am the world's strongest man. Sassy. Scotty Tipton, the Heartbreak Kid, more women ask for by name. Why? Just look at it, baby. It's all the man you'll ever need. And Marvelous, you don't want none of this, because it's too sweet.